I think everyone can able to listen to me. Snehit, call me once.
Yeah.
Is it clear? My voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, right. Chalo. So now what we are going to do is, today we are going to learn about forms and handling of the forms in PHP. Okay, so this is very simple and quite easy that you can able to get the data from a HTML form into your web pages, okay, of PHP. So how does it possible? We will see some of the programs today, like finding a factorial of a given number, reverse of a given number, and something like those programs, which means that you can able to access the data or process the data which has been entered by the client at the server end. Okay, so for that, let us write one program. So as usual, we can open a notepad and we can type some program. So now here for a form is nothing but a HTML form. So definitely we need it of an HTML form. Okay, so in that it consists of an head, a title, so like accept data, for example. Okay, now accept data is my or process data is the title. Process data. Now this is a normal HTML page, okay, in which you do have a form. So I think that you already familiar with a form. So we have seen in JavaScript, we have also seen in JSP that what do you mean by form. Form consists of two things. One is called as action and the next one is method. So now methods are of two types, like get method or post method, and you can have a form controls. So here it should be the successful controls. Okay, what are successful controls? Which consist of a name value pair are called as a successful controls. Now here let me write the input type equal to text. Okay, means I am taking the text data from a user. Okay, and the name, this name is used to identify like fact or num. Okay, so now num will get me a number, okay, as a string. So now I need to typecast this. You already know how to make a typecast, we will see it later. So now this is a num and this is a close. Okay, then input. Now let us write here a break br so that it can get in a new line. Input type equal to what type we need of a submit button. Okay, and whose value is something like find factorial, for example. Okay, or process, or you can write anything as your wish. Submit. Okay, so now this is the end of this HTML. Okay, now you need to understand that this is a normal HTML page, but if you see the action here, the action you can specify a PHP page that can invoke, like in our JSP page also we did in a similar manner, that we can able to create a separate JSP page and we can call upon that particular page, or what we can do is we can write the PHP code in this page itself. Now let me demonstrate you that if I want to write a PHP, then I can start a PHP tag. So how to start a PHP tag? Like this, PHP. Now this becomes a PHP part. Okay, so this whatever the code I've been writing, which is not visible to the client. It gets executed at the server. This code will be getting, don't strike anything on the screen, Nana. Okay, so this what happen is this particular tag execute the code at the server end, and it returns the output to the user. Okay, now for example if I write echo hello, now what will happen means along with the HTML page the PHP code will run. It is like a scriptlet. Now it is like a scriptlet where your data will get executed at the server end and it produces an output, and that output will be displayed over here. Okay, right. Now our now today class is I need to get this data whatever user has been entered from his from the form. Okay, so you should have a doubt that I did not close the form. Okay, here I need to close the form. Okay, so I need to save this. We will save this later. So now there are certain arrays, okay, which are predefined arrays called as super global arrays. You take your notes and you try to write down these things. Everyone is ready with your notes? You take your note and write down super global arrays. Now I will tell you the definition. What is super global arrays? Okay, right now, super global arrays are predefined arrays which are associative arrays. which are associative arrays. I have sent you a topic called as an arrays. In that we are having an indexed arrays and associative arrays. So now super global arrays are inbuilt. Okay, right on. Super global arrays are inbuilt arrays. Are inbuilt arrays. Super global arrays are inbuilt arrays. Okay. First one you write down. You write on this dollar underscore capital letters is get. This is the name of the array. What is this? This is the name of the array, which is a predefined array. Okay. And the next one is dollar underscore post. So now whenever user is writing a method called as get method, then all the values whatever user has been submitted will be stored in this array called as an get array. If you are writing it as a post method, then all the values whatever user has been entered will be stored under an post array. Okay. So what will be the indexes for this? The indexes are nothing but the name of this particular controls. Okay, I will demonstrate what do you mean by this. Is you write on dollar underscore get. First of all, dollar underscore get super global array is used when the method is get method. Can I guarantee that you are writing in the chat? Can you tell me, is it guaranteed that you are writing or not? Please someone write it yes or no or what. Okay, okay, right, writing, good. So now dollar underscore get, right? Then I got it, you are writing, yes. So now dollar underscore get is a super global array, is used when the method is get. It has an indexed name. It has an indexed name similar to the name given in the form. Similar to the name given in the form. Okay. Now, so what does it return? The dollar underscore get will return a value. Okay, like it return me a number. Okay, so it return me a string, for example, str. Okay, so now this str will echo what will do? You had entered, what? Dollar str. Now let us try to run this program. Okay, it's very simple. That now you should get a doubt, sir. If there is a post, if user is writing post here, then what I should use? You have to use a super global array called as a post then. Okay, so now we will see this. So I am saving this as get data dot php. Okay, we am saving in the vamp www folder. We are saving this. Save. Okay, so these programs you can try on an online websites also. Okay, it doesn't mean that you should have to have vamp on your machine. Only for files and database programs vamp should be there, or else for this type of programs you can able to execute on your any online editor. Okay, now I have saved this program. Now let us go to the localhost slash, what I have to type now? The name whatever I have been given. Okay, what was the name? The name was get data. Now when I hit enter, immediately it is stating me an error. Okay, what is that error? Is undefined index called as num. Why? Because let me explain you the code again side by side. That at line number 12 it is trying to access, means when user is just requesting the data from the server, so server first HTML tag will not compile at the server end. Okay, only the PHP code will be compiled by the PHP engine. When it is been compiling, it has been checked that in the post it doesn't have any index whose name is num. Okay, then that is the reason this line is producing an error. Okay, so now when you enter the data, for example you have entered 55, submit. Now see, error has been gone. Can you know why? Because this form has been sent again to the server, and now at this point the num, whatever the num we have been given, has an index now into the post. Okay, so that is the reason that it is not prompting me when it is a for the second time you are executing the code with some value, valid value. So now you have to know that we have been already done in a JSP for this, that we have to check whether data is not null, then only we have to process. In a very similar manner, in the PHP we have to check whether first this dollar underscore post of num is empty or not, we have to check. So for that reason php provide one function. What that function name is set. Is set. So what is set, sir? Is set will return true if num has a value, means if is set of this. Okay, if means if is set. So what does isset is? Isset will check for an array whether this array index has an appropriate value or not. It will check. If it is not defined, then it returns false. When it returns false, this line will not get executed. This means these lines are nothing but. So I will write these things in an what inside of this. So now let us save this. Let us rerun again. Now at this time you see when I refresh this, I am not getting any error. Can you know why? Because I have been checking whether dollar underscore post is set or not. Okay, now if I give some value 45, submit. Now you have entered a number 45, means that the user has been accepted the data. Now general mistake what we do is, here we will write get method. Okay, and we are trying to get the data from the post. Okay, so this is not appropriate. Okay, whatever the method is there, that super global array you need to use. Now you should get a doubt, sir, front end designer will be different and back end coder will be different. So at that time the back end coders, those who are there, if they don't know the front end, that how user has been written, either a get method or a post method, so that is the reason there is another method, sorry, there is another super global array called as request. What it is? Request. So what is request is, so either it is a get method or it is a post method, the data will be accepted. Okay, so now let us first try this. I will write it here post. Actually my method is get, but I am writing with the help of a post. Now if you run this program 55, submit, you will not get anything. Can you guess why? Because your method is get and you are using a super global array called as post. Okay, so this thing you need to keep in your mind very carefully, that whatever the method is there, that particular method need to be written as a super global array. When you don't know the method, either it is a get method or it is a post method, then you can go for another super global array called as all in capital letters. Please be sure about this. All super global arrays will be in capital letters. Okay, so now when I run this, now you can see that user has been entered some 44. Okay, 66. Once you get the data, Once you have been getting the data over here, it means that now you can able to perform any type of operations on this data. So earlier we have seen that we can able to create a function. So how to create a function? Function followed by factorial, okay, which takes a number. Okay, so what this function will do, this function will try to do the logic of a factorial, and it returns me a number. So that number I will pass it over here. I will try to write this factorial of dollar str. Now you need to have a doubt that dollar str, the type of this is string. Can anyone tell me how to how to test the type of a variable, whether which type it belongs to, in the chat? Can anyone tell me? Get type, super. Okay, so we are having two methods called as get type and set type. So let us check the type of this. Type of what? Let us check the type of this str. Okay, so how to do that? Echo get type of dollar str. Okay, here we will write dot a new line. Now let us see this 55, submit. So now it is a string. What it is? It is a string. So what is the general strategy is, I need to convert that to number. Then only I can able to perform certain operations onto this. Dollar n equal to, you know that you can go like this, integer. There are many methods that you can able to typecast your data. Okay, so which I have been explaining you in the class, that how to convert from one type to another type. Now 44. Now I have to check the n, not str. Okay, 55, submit. Now you got an integer. Okay, so now these things you need to be very careful that whatever the data user is being submitting, that particular data will be in a string format. Okay, now according to your requirement, you can able to convert that either to what, either to either to number, either to float, or whatever your requirement is. Now, sir, I want to write a factorial. Then what I should do? Then I try to call upon this factorial of dollar n. I will pass this. Okay. Now, I'll remove this and we'll write it like dollar result equal to factorial of dollar n. Okay, so now this is a function. What this function will do, Nana? This will try to find out the factorial. Dollar sum I equal to 1. We start with this. Okay, while dollar dollar num is greater than 0. Okay. Try to What we try to do, we try to multiply dollar I is equal to, or dollar I equal to dollar I into dollar num minus minus, or dollar num, then subtract that separately, dollar num minus minus. Okay, now what I have to return? Guys, I have to return this dollar I, because the result is getting stored in dollar I. Okay, now overall my result is getting stored in this variable called as an result. Okay, now I have to display this. What I can do, so echo factorial is dot dollar result. Okay, now let us try to do this. I'll do this. Enter, give I, submit. Okay, Okay, so you have entered 5, factorial is 120. So now this is very simple. That is very simple, that we are we are making it as a function, and that function is returning me something, and that return is being accepted, and that is being stored in the result, and the result is being displayed. Okay, any doubt so far? Any doubt so far, anyone? So now, as if I told you that, what I told you, that whatever the method is there, that particular super global array need to be used. If you don't know the method, then you have to go for super global array called as a request. Any doubt so far? Any doubt? If you don't have any doubt, then I will go for the next topic called as an accepting of multiple data from a user. Okay, right, right, no doubt. Okay, so if you are having friends from other classes, those who are interested to listen my class, they can also join, no issues. Okay, you can send the link to them. Those who have interest to learn PHP, they can join my class. Is of no issue whether they belong to CSC 2 or CSC 3. Okay, right. So now can you able to get this, that what are all these things are? Okay, now suppose I want to write a reverse of a number. I want to find out a reverse of a given number. Okay, no, try to do this, try to do, see the logic, take your notes and try to write it down. Okay, anyhow I will send you this particular program, you can check it. Okay, so you have learned now three things called as super global arrays. What are super global arrays are? Okay, that is dollar request, sorry, dollar underscore get, dollar underscore post, and dollar underscore request. Okay, and you have seen that what is isset method. Isset is what? Isset is used to check whether a array value has been initialized or not, whether a array contains a indexed with this num or not. Okay, sir, if I am having multiple values from my form, suppose for example you want to take the input type equal to text. Okay, and name is equal to something like username. This you need to remember. Okay, what you need to remember, that you need to remember what is the name the user has been given. Okay, as a name, part of name. Okay, so that you can also able to accept. Okay, so here I will write it like dollar user equal to dollar underscore. So you can able to either use a get a super global variable also. Okay, so or I will write get, or you can also write request. So this stores the data redundantly. So control V username. Okay, now, so sir, is set I need to check for everything, or it is okay for individual thing? Okay, so it is okay that you need to check for a single thing, or you can able to go for a multiple things. Okay, for checking, so for checking of this I can write as an and I can see that is set of dollar request, and I can check like that also. Okay, so when how many input types you are having, those many you can able to check, or one single also you can able to check one single value whether it is null or not. Okay, so now, so here I will write, you have entered like this. So welcome to home, welcome to dollar user. Okay, dot, then I'll break this and I will write br like this. Okay, now let us see this again. There is an error. Where the error is? Semicolon I'm missing. Okay, fine. So now localhost get data.th. Okay, now I got two fields. One is for accepting the number, another next field is for accepting the name Wasim. Okay, submit. Now you have enter 5, welcome to Wasim, and factorial is 120. So how many fields you are having, those many number of fields you can able to accept. So this is very similar like a name value pair, because if you see in this particular URL bar, you can able to observe this num is one index, username is one index. So how many values you are passing, so on you will get those many number of indexes, and those indexes will be like an name of your, this is index name. Okay, so indexes, if you are having a string, then such type of things are called as, who is that playing song? Okay, so now associative arrays. Associative arrays are nothing but we have seen in JavaScript also, that if it has an string as an index values are called as an associative arrays. Okay, right. So here uh, just this is a example program for accepting the data from a user. And don't do misbehave things, don't play the song. Okay, right. So now the second program what we are going to look, we are running out of time actually. So the second program, because it is only for 40 minutes, they are given a free schedule I think so. So the second program is to get the multiple values, okay, from a user. So multiple values are nothing but there are certain uh, there are certain form controls where user can select multiple values. So let us quickly write that particular program and let us see this. So I'm copying this till form or easiness, and I'm pasting this, and I'll remove this. So now this is get multiple values. In the tomorrow class we'll see how to upload how to upload the videos and so on, uh, videos or audio files or any word file with the help of PHP. We'll see tomorrow. Okay, so let us create some label for equal to something like some favorite, and the label is something. I can create a label. You know what is a label is. So let us create what is or your what are your mm, favorite 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 songs in terms of language. Means whether you like English songs or Hindi songs or Tamil songs or whatever it might be. So user can able to select one among the multiple selections. Okay, so now this is like a question mark, then I will give like an label. Okay. Now labels, you can associate this label with any of the control which we have seen earlier, like checkbox. We are creating a label. Okay, for other things also we are creating some labels. So label, so this label name should be similar to your the name of your for name. Okay, and id is equal to fav. So ID is optional actually. Size is nothing but where you can able to define how many number of elements you can able to see select out of this, and you are having an option called as an multiple. Okay, means you can go for multi selection. Okay, if the value is multiple, it means that user can able to select multiple things out of a select. Okay, and you are having an option value equal to, suppose if you are going for Hindi songs, then let me give it as an Hindi songs, and this is an option given to a user where he can select. Okay, control C, control V, control V. Okay, I'm giving only size as 3, so only 3 options to exist. One is called as an English, Telugu. So here it can be English, and here it can be Telugu. Sir, I want another one like Tamil. Now let us add this also. So here the size of this select will be 4 now. Okay, so this is Tamil, and I'm going for Tamil songs. Okay, so now here I can close the select. What is the select? Select is nothing but it's like a drop down where you can able to select out of a multiple options. Okay, right. So when you have given an attribute called as a multiple, here you have a capability that user can able to select a multiple values. Okay, right. So here I want an input type. Who is that nonsense? Input type equal to submit. Value is equal to, value is also, you can write it as a submit, or you can do it as an okay. Okay, so this is just a form. Okay, so now I'm not writing anything here which belongs to PHP. We'll see what is the PHP code behind this when you want to get the multiple values out of this. Okay, let us save this, called as multi. Okay, already multi select is there, so multiple selection dot php. Okay, the code is only of HTML, but I can also able to save it as in PHP. Later I can go on adding the tags of PHP such that it can able to work. Okay, now let me demonstrate here. Localhost multi-select. Now user can able to select multiple things out of this. Okay, you are having Hindi songs, English songs, Telugu songs. You can select the control. You can go with the control and you can select multiple values. See, I am holding on control. So this you will see in some websites that different options are given and user can able to select the multiple things out of it. Okay, so if I click on OK, nothing will happen. Why? Because we are not at all written the code for this so far. Okay, so we are not written the PHP code. So now this is just to tell you that how user can able to select the multiple values from a given options. Okay, now coming to the part of your PHP has PHP has a capability that it stores automatically the values of multiple values in a super global arrays, but the only condition is this name has to be provided like an array name. Okay, so here the name is given as FAV, so I just have to change that like an open and close brackets for this. Okay, then I can write a PHP code. So what is PHP?